technology.
Hi, Fred here from OBEDIA, and today we're going to do the second half of our look at the PreSonus FireStudio project. We're going to have a look at what the inserts do and some of the other unique features of the FireStudio project. Alright, I wanted to have a look at some of the other features of the PreSonus Fire project, and I'm showing it to you here, seated on top of one of my favorite older compressors, which is a Summit TLA 100A. One of the coolest things about the PreSonus FireStudio project are the inserts. We're going to have a look at the back of these two units, the PreSonus and my old beloved compressor, and see how we can integrate these two devices. What we have here in the back of the PreSonus is an area called inserts, and we can see there's actually two pairs. There's a return, send and return, and there's two of them. So how would we use this with the old compressor? Well, one of the things we'll notice on the back of this compressor is that this actually has XLR connectors. There's the input there and the output there. And how do we integrate it with our quarter-inch inserts here? Pretty simple, actually. What we've got here are a couple of cables that are balanced quarter-inch on one end and XLR on the other. Now, you probably won't find these at Radio Shack, but any decent pro audio shop or shop with a pro audio section will have them. Okay, so now what we've got here is we've got the send going into the input of the compressor and the output of the compressor going into the return of the PreSonus. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means that with this microphone plugged into the first mic pre of the PreSonus, I'm actually going to have this compressor controlling the dynamics as it goes into the computer for the recording. So I've actually got a compressor in line or inserted after the mic pre, and on the front of the PreSonus we adjust our mic gain level, and then on the compressor we'll adjust our compression settings. One more thing I wanted to touch on before we leave the land of the physical and move into the land of virtual are some of the other connections on the back of the PreSonus. Right here, next to our inserts on the right, we have our main out, which is where we would connect our studio monitors to, our speakers. And then we have these general purpose outputs. And the question is, what are those for? Well, those can be for lots of things, not the least of which is the ability to create separate headphone mixes for different musicians in your studio. So what we would do is we would connect a headphone amplifier, like this one shown here, to these outputs. So what I've done here is I've actually, we're taking a look at the back of the headphone amplifier, and I've connected it to the general purpose outputs 1 and 2 on the PreSonus. This comes into play when, for example, if you're in a control room or an environment separate from the vocalist or from a musician, they may want to hear a mix that's different from what you're hearing, or for that matter, they may want to hear a mix that's different from what the drummer is playing, or listening to rather, or what the guitarist is listening to. So with the use of these general purpose outputs and headphone amplifiers, we're going to have a look at how we control this in software.